In this video, traders, we look at trading addiction. Stay tuned. Hey guys, and warm welcome to you. Okay, so you might have heard of this thing called dopamine. Now, dopamine is basically like an opium type chemical that is released in our body under certain conditions. There's a certain part of our brain that reacts to this. And when it's released like times when we're eating good food, chocolate, sex, gambling, and we even get it sometimes when people are gambling, as in the risk and reward that comes with kind of financial gain. Risk taking, as in just generally being, doing something risky, like bungee jumping, and we even see a lot of it actually in the news recently when things like phones are kind of going off and they're beeping. People are getting a little bit of a dopamine hit by seeing kind of responses to their posts or their phone going off, etc. So this seems like an apt time really to discuss this in terms of trading. So if we look at trading in general, we can say to ourselves that we can trade methodically, we can trade professionally, and we can still enjoy it. But there's a fine line, and I think there's a lot of people out there who are trading and actually are probably addicted to trading. And it's kind of the thing that you don't think about, right? You've got heroin addicts, you've got kind of, other drug addicts, you've got alcoholics, you've got, people who are overeating and this kind of thing. But we don't really think of trading. Trading is generally kind of seen as an okay thing to be doing, right? It's like, well, if I lose money trading, so I was trading, it's not the same as losing a casino. Well, it kind of is if you're slipping into this addiction phase. And you might be there yourself and looking at this and thinking it's not me, and maybe at the end of the video go, well, it could be, or you may be seeing another trader who's acting a little bit like this. So the first thing I want to point out, guys, is that there's a way of trading that sometimes doesn't mean you're addicted as such, and we've got to get this clear. It's that you may be trading in an unprofessional manner, you may be trading in a poor way, you may be trading with no discipline, you may be trading, example of that, to win back losses. That doesn't necessarily mean addiction, that just generally means you're just trading poorly. And I mean, we've all been there, we've all done stuff that we shouldn't have done and kind of dug ourselves out of holes that we got ourselves into. So it's not necessarily that, but it's when we start trading for that dopamine hit. That's the essential kind of act of trading addiction, in my opinion. So, you're trading for the buzz of trading. You enjoy the aspect of hitting that trade button, having that little squirt of whatever chemical in your body, the hormone that, gives you that buzz. And that's really, I'm not blaming the brokers here at all, but they build platforms that are attractive to look at. They're visually appealing. They encourage trading. The whole system is geared for us to trade because let's forget about trading for one. There's a whole ecosphere of companies that are making money on our volume flow, whether we're going traditional broker, spread better, CFD, research, this, that, the other. There's a whole industry that encourages us to trade. And so, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, we've got to be aware that that's their motivation, is for us to trade. And so, things like the platform are looking very attractive, appealing. They've got that kind of fruit machine look about them. But it's a game almost, and some people treat it like that, and a lot of people who are amateur traders, and of course don't forget, you're watching this probably a minority because you're maybe subscribed to the channel and you're like, okay, well, I want to take my trading further, I'm quite interested in it. Majority of people are just kind of punting away on something as and when they feel like it, which is fine. But you got to be careful with this, because if you're trading just for the buzz, so in other words, you find yourself trading out of boredom, you find yourself enjoying placing that trade a little bit too much. You've got to be objective here, guys. It's like anything. Take an objective look and say, well, actually, you know what? I probably am really not trading as I should be. Am I trading because I just enjoy trading? Now, I enjoy trading. I'm not addicted to trading, but it's a question you kind of ask yourself now and then and go, okay, well, especially a short-term trader, am I trading because I enjoy it and I want to kind of get to where I want to be with it, or am I trading because I just enjoy it too much? I enjoy the act of putting on the trade. And there's a distinction. And the best way to check on this is if somebody is enjoying lots of frequent trading. That doesn't necessarily mean they're an addict, of course, because a lot of day traders and scalpers out there are doing a good job. But if it's that hit they're getting when they're putting the risk on and they're getting that buzz of I might win, I might lose, just as they would if they were spinning a roulette wheel, then that's a surefire way that there's potential addiction there. And it's trading for the buzz of it and the thrill of gain, potential gain, just like a gambler would be, that puts you over the side of potential trading addiction. Now, of course, you can go way down there. You can just be trading as a gambler and kind of do it like that. We talked about this before. But if you're kind of creeping down and you're finding it, you're doing it just purely because you need to have that hit, then you've got to be careful. And the problem with trading, guys, is that the markets will take whatever money you've got. Unlike, let's say, I don't know, horse racing, right? You go down to watch a horse race, you stick on a few £100, you'd probably lose a fair bit if you had a lot of money in your pocket. But unlike the market, that will take, if you're a billionaire, it will take your money. It will take whatever you've got, whether you've got £100 or 100 billion, it will accommodate you. And that's the danger. We see a lot of people getting involved in it and losing a lot of money. Because also, there's the potential thrill of people making an awful lot of money from a relatively small amount of money, which in many places is not possible. And so it increases that buzz and that dopamine hit for people. So things you've got to watch out for, guys. Getting into financial difficulty, i.e. if you see people who are, getting out loans, if you see people who are kind of piling up credit cards, who are acting as if they would do if they had a gambling addiction, because they have, but they're just using trading as a vehicle as opposed to perhaps a bookmaker's, perhaps a casino, whatever it may be. It's just another vehicle to get the hit. So watch out for anyone who's doing that, and maybe give them a little kind of tap on the shoulder and say, hey, just maybe dial it down a bit, or not, depending on obviously who it is, and take an objective look. So again, if it's trading for that hit and for the wanting to trade as opposed to wanting to get better as a trader, then you might be over that line, and it's something that's worth considering. So it's out there, guys. It might be a little bit sensitive to some people. Some people might be like, what, this is not right, I don't think it's true. But you've kind of got to have a look at it and just be a little bit careful, because it's got all the attributes, trading's got all the attributes of giving you that dopamine hit that people who are addicted like, the potential for bigger wins, the kind of instant feedback of clicking the button and having that risk on the table, almost 24/7 kind of opportunities, even with technology, kind of, buzzing on your phone with alerts and this and that and the other, and the incentivization of general companies to trade and to get you trading, and the adverts to get you to go onto the broker platforms and the charts and this and that and the other, and the Bloombergs and the CNBCs and what have you. So it's worth watching out for. This is not a kind of normal video, but I think it's worth putting out there, and it's worth being alert, whether you're doing it or whether someone else is. All right, guys, take care, whatever you're doing. See you next one. Bye bye.